Hello everyone. Let's talk about something. Many parents believe their job is to control their children, control their behavior. Welcome to today's conversation. Okay? Many parents want to control their children, control their behavior, control their choices, control their responses. But here's the truth. Most parents don't realize control may give you obedience, but it does not prepare your child for life. It does not prepare your child for life. Thank you all for being here. My name is Ruth Ikhabomeh. Today's conversation is a very interesting one that will equip you as parents so that you can parent well, build capacity in your children, build capacity for yourself as the parent, and build capacity for your child, because parenting is not about controlling the child. Parenting is not about raising in fear. Parenting is about equipping your child with skills, equipping your child with capacity. That's what parenting is about. Yeah. Good afternoon, ma. Thank you for being here. So that is what parenting is about. Parenting is about equipping your child with capacity, with skills that they will use for life. That is what parenting is about. So let's go into today's conversation. Most parents don't realize control may give you obedience, but it does not prepare your child for life. It does not prepare, because the real question is not, is my child listening to me? That is not the real question. The question is not, is my child listening to me? The real question is my child learning how to manage themselves? Okay, that is where parenting is. Is your child learning how to manage themselves, or you're just trying, all you're just thinking about is yourself, how they are supposed to submit to you, how they are supposed to be obedient to you? You're not thinking about them and the bigger world. You're not thinking about them and the future. You're just thinking about how your parents, how your children should just submit. They should just submit. And you're not thinking, okay, even if they submit to you today, are they going to be able to thrive when they are on their own tomorrow? Because the truth is, they will never be with you all the time. They are going to leave the nest someday, sometime, very soon. So that's why you should be preparing them for capacity to be able to live in the world, because one day you will not be there, and in that moment your child will not need control. They will need capacity. That is why parenting is important. Capacity. So today we are talking about why parenting is about building capacity, not control. And this conversation might completely shift how you parent. Okay, this is a powerful shift in thinking, and honestly it is where many parents either grow or get stuck. It is where many parents get stuck in their parenting. Why parenting is about building capacity, not control. Let's start with the hard truth. Control may give you quick results, but it does not prepare your child for life, because control only gives you capacity, because it's control is just, they are just give quick fixes, quick results. You want obedient children, obey me, okay? Not control. Let's start. Control will give you quick fixes, because when you are present, it gives you quick fixes for control. But capacity works even when you control, even when you are absent. Capacity works even when you are absent. Control is supervision based. It's just something that you must be around to supervise. That's what control does. It's just something, it must be about you, even if you are not there, because you have programmed that child to be able to be, you have programmed that that child to be a follower. The child always be longing for being controlled. The child will always long for being controlled. Capacity building, yes, in children is a thing. Yes, capacity building, yes. And that capacity, even for we the parents as well, it is something we need to work on, because we need to. So that is what capacity is. Capacity building is what parenting is about, not about them submitting to us, because submission, that submission you are looking for, that obedience you are looking for, it's only stifles the child and make them submit to you today. But parenting is not all about now. Parenting is about legacy. Parenting is about tomorrow. Parenting is about the future. Parenting is how your child can thrive in the future. So that is what parenting is about. So stop looking for control. Stop looking for, because tomorrow you'll be absent from their lives. So how are they going to lead themselves? So that's why you should focus on building capacity. Okay, build capacity, because I'm trying to read what's on my screen. So because control only works when you are present, capacity works even when you are absent. Capacity works even when you are absent. What is control-based parenting? Control-based parenting is focusing on obedience obedience and compliance. It focus on compliance. Just do what I say, do what I say, out of fear of consequences. What do I do? What I said, fear of consequences. Okay, that's what control-based parenting is. Control-based parenting is just do what I say, do what I say, sharp sharp, just obey me, obey me. That's all what you are thinking of. Yes, our children are not puzzles to control. Yes, they are not puppets to be controlled, they are not puzzles to be controlled. Hi, thank you for being here. So that's what parenting is about. Parenting is about skilling up your child. Skilling up your child. So parents, dear parents, stop seeking for controlling your child. Controlling your child as puppets. Try to build capacity in yourself. How do you build capacity in yourself to be able to build capacity in your children? Is by working on yourself as a parent. Parenting, you cannot just start parenting. Okay, parenting is just you getting pregnant, giving birth to children, and then doing just feeding them, wearing them clothes. It is beyond that. Those are basic needs. Parenting is beyond that. Parenting is about building skills, about building capacity, about building that child so that they can thrive tomorrow. Parenting is a legacy work. It is not just about the today. It is more than. It is far beyond you. Parenting is far beyond you. So do control-based parenting is about fear. Okay, it sounds like don't question me because I said so. Don't question me. I said so. Just do it now. And yes, you just look for control. That control-based parenting. She is a YouTuber. I'm so happy. Oh, thank you for being happy. So that's what parenting is. Parenting is about. Guess what I added? So parenting is about building skills. Parenting is about building capacity because you said so. That's not enough. Those are basic things that you are using to control your child. You are using to control fear-based parenting. And yes, it can produce immediate obedience, but here's the problem. Here's the problem with such kind of parenting. Immediate obedience, it does not teach the child how to think. That your immediate obedience, that your submission, that your obey me, it does not teach the child how to think. It teaches the child how to fear. It teaches the child fear parenting, fear-based parenting. It does not teach your child how to think, how to feel, or how to decide. Many children cannot make decisions. They are always looking for validation, looking for approval, because they cannot think, they cannot make decisions for themselves. Why? Because their parenting, how they were parented has made them that way. They have been parented in a way that makes them dependent on others. They cannot be independent for themselves. They are now dependent for others to make decisions for them, for others to validate them, for others. They are just seeking for the outside world. Meanwhile, they are enough. Your child is enough to live on this earth alone. Your child is enough to be themselves. They are full. They have capacity to be able to live for themselves. That is why you should focus on capacity building, not just control. Control stifles your child. Stop seeking for obedient children. Stop seeking for submissive children. Seek for a child that has skills, a child that has sense. Okay? So now what is capacity building parenting? Capacity building parenting focuses on developing the child's thinking ability, emotional strength, decision-making skills, self-discipline, internal values. It sounds like let's think. That's what capacity building is. It sounds like let's think, not through this. Let's think through this together. What do you think is the right thing to do? What do you think is the right choice? How can you handle this better next time? That is how to build skills in your children. Yes, intrinsic over extrinsic. Yes, motivation. Yes, it comes from the inside out. That is motivation from the inside. It's intrinsic, not just extrinsic. Yes, exactly. So that's why when you focus on control-based parenting, the child will always seek for validation. The child will always seek that people should just see me doing the right thing. Let people just know that I am doing the right thing. It's their character is about people. It's about pleasing people, not for themselves. But that is not parenting. That if you have been parenting that way today, I implore you to desist from such parenting today and start building capacity in your children. Start building capacity in your children, because how can you handle this better next time? The goal is not just behavior. The goal is who the child is becoming. Who is your child becoming? Who is your child becoming? The key difference control says, do what I say. Capacity says. So that is learn how to manage yourself. Control creates fear. Control creates fear. It creates dependence. Capacity builds independence. Control works short term. Capacity works long term. It works for life. Capacity works long term. Intrinsic capacity is about intrinsic. It's about them. It's not about the world. It's about them and not just about the world. That is capacity building. Capacity is about the child, not just the world. But when you are seeking for control, you are seeking for submission, you are seeking for an obedient child. You just want the child to obey me, obey you, obey you. And when I was small, I was very obedient to my parents. You are living a different time now. You are living a different time now. This is the time for you to build skills in your children. Let them have ability to be able to stand on their own. Let them have the ability to think for themselves. That is capacity building. Okay, you are building skills in them, skills that will make them to survive on their own. Why control fails in modern parenting today? Why does control fail in modern parenting today? Because it's exposing modern parenting. Children of today are exposed, they are aware, they are more emotionally expressive. Children of today are more aware, they are more expressive. So that is why you as a parent must know more, must go ahead of them, and know more than these children. Okay, you cannot be parenting the children and then you are not aware, you don't even know, you are not aware. These children became highly sophisticated. They came in the jet age, the digital age. They are very sophisticated. So you as a parent, you cannot sit back and just tell yourself, oh, I've given them food, I've paid their school fees. No, you have to go beyond that. You have to go beyond that to be able to connect with them. Yes, you have to go beyond that to be able to connect with them. So that is what parenting is about. Ability to be able to control your children. Yes. Information overload. Yes, information overload everywhere. There's information everywhere. So now, how do you stand out as a parent? It's wisdom. It is wisdom that stands you out, that will be able to guide these children, that will give you that capacity for their need. Somebody was saying something that she asked a group of children. One say, that my parents don't even check me. They don't even check. They don't know what's happening in my world. I'm just like, I'm on my own. Another person say, my parents are always checking me. My parents always check me. Say, wait until you have the kind of parents. So these children seek for your guidance. They want you to be able to guide them. So stop staying at the basic need of your children. Don't remain at that basic place. Come up higher. In fact, my book Level of Parenting will guide you more on this. My book Level of Parenting is about to be launched. So that's come up higher, do more, level up, do more as a parent. Don't stay on the basic needs. Don't remain there. Okay, do more, level up as a parent. Level up, because these children are more exposed, they are more aware, they are more emotionally expressive. Yes, information overload everywhere. There's information everywhere. So that is why you have to stick to wisdom. You have to stick to wisdom, because the Bible even said that wisdom is the principal thing. Even in your parenting, wisdom is the principal thing. These children don't just want to be told what to do. They want to understand why. They say he who knows why is ahead of he who knows how to do it. Okay, so let them know why. How can you know why it's that they should be doing what you want them to do? Is because you would have wisdom. That is why you should join the Stigwa Tribals program. That's what we do. We empower parents with these wisdoms. We empower parents with skills to be able to do this parenting. Okay, minimum requirements kind of, yes, they stay on the basic kind of minimum. Yeah, they stay on the minimum requirements. But parenting is beyond that. Parenting is still worship. Parenting is thorough. Anything your child becomes, before I became a parent, people would tell me that you just have so much opinion about parenting, and one day you become a parent and you see that it is not like that. It is like that. Parenting is about you. Parenting is about what you create, the future you create for your child, the world you create for your child. That is what your child will live in. Okay, it is not about those minimum requirements. Parenting, you're providing food, giving them clothing, and then you just travel out for 1 week or 1 month. You don't even know what's happening in your child's world. That is not parenting. That is not capacity building parenting. Parenting is about connection. Parenting is about connection, connecting to their emotions. Know what your children is going through per time. Be available. Show up for your children. Because we are living a different time now. When control is overused, children become rebellious, okay, or overly dependent and unsure of themselves. So either way, they are not equipped. So sometimes you want because of okay, we say build capacity. Now okay, because you don't know what to do, you now become your over control, now become over, you now give over too much control, and now the child is become rebellious because they don't understand you anymore. They are confused, okay. So but capacity is what you learn in parenting community. You learn all this in parenting community, like the Steward Tribal Program, So book your slot and join us, because that is what we do in the Steward Tribal Program. What capacity looks like in real life instead of shouting. When your child makes a mistake, you guide them, okay. Instead of forcing compliance, you teach decision making instead of punishing emotions, okay. You teach emotional regulation instead of solving everything for them. You build problem solving skills, because power shifts for parents. Parenting is not raising a child who listens only when watched. Parenting is not about raising a child who listens only when their parents are available, when they are being supervised, when their parents are present. No, that is not what parenting is about. Parenting is your child being able to lead themselves even when you are absent. That is what parenting is about, okay. Parenting is about raising a child who listens only when even when you are absent, okay. Because raising a child is about building skills. Raising your children is about building skills. Raising a child who can function widely when you are not there, because one day you won't be there forever. You are not going to be there in the room, and in that moment your choice will not guide them. What will guide them is their capacity. What will guide these children is their capacity will. So now, if all you build in is control in your parenting, your child behaves because you are there. Your child behaves because you've nagged them. You just be nagging, and then you are flogging them, you are kneeling them down, they are always having punishments. Before you know, you have given them backhand slap, you have hit them. That is fear-based parenting, and it doesn't work. Fear-based parenting does not work in modern day parenting anymore. It doesn't work, because those children, they will just be seeking for a day to be free from your grip, from the nest, and then become what the part on which you have pushed them to. So but parenting is about guidance. Parenting is about building capacity. That is why you should learn parenting. Parenting is not about building But parenting is not about building fear. Parenting is not about creating fear. Parenting is not about control. Parenting is more than that. Parenting is about building skills. Okay, because when you build skills in your children, they can be able to survive on their own even when you are absent. But when you build capacity, your child thrives. Your child thrives because of who they have become. Your child thrives because of who they have become. So now, if all you build is control, your child behaves because of you. But when you build capacity, your child thrives because of who they have become. If all you seek for, all you do is control, your child will do what you want them to do because you are there. But when you have guided them, when you have built capacity in these children, when they are skilled up, when they are equipped, they will do what they want to do because of themselves, because of their capacity, okay? Because your child behaves because of themselves, because they thrive because of who they have become. That is why their becoming is based on your becoming. Their becoming is based on your becoming. Their becoming is based on your becoming. So that is why, as a parent, you have to become that parent. You have to become that human being that you want your child to be like. You have to become all of that. So that is why you should build capacity in yourself so that you can build in your children. Your becoming is the foundation of your children's becoming. Your becoming is the foundation of your children's becoming. So whatever you are is the stepping stone for your children. Whatever you are today is the stepping stone for your children. But when you build, your child thrives because of who they have become. And now that is the goal. Not just raising a child who listens, but raising a child who can think. Raising a child who can decide. and stand strong. Raising a child who can stand strong in life. So that is what parenting is about. Raising a child who can stand strong for themselves. If all you build is control, your child behaves. Raising a child who can function wisely when you are not there, because one day you won't be there in the room. So parenting is far more than that. Sorry about this. So parenting is far more than that. So if all you build is control, your child behaves because of you. But raising a child who can think, decide, and stand strong in life. So today's session is about building skills. It's about you making that shift, because awareness without structure leads to old patterns. When you are aware and then you don't have structure, you don't know what to do, you fall back to what you fall back to what you are you fall back to what you know. You fall back to what you know, what you are used to. But I implore you today to build these skills, because parenting is about building skills. Parenting is about building capacity. Don't stay back and be saying, oh, I don't know what to do. You cannot have conversations with your children. You cannot have deep conversation with your children. You are just, when they bring up conversation, you tell them to keep quiet, you tell them to shut up. That in your own time. Nobody talks like that. We are no more in your own time. The times have changed. Parenting times have changed. We are now in a new era. Because parenting is about capacity. Those days, parenting is about your strength. Your ability to make your child submit, how to make your child go to the farm, how to make your child be industrious. Now it is about you being able to raise a child who can think independently for themselves. Because if you raise a child that is dependent on just being led, child is always seeking to follow. They are not thinking about being leadership. They're not thinking of leading themselves. You have not grown with the time. So you have to push yourself and grow with the time. Because capacity building is what parenting is about. You have to build capacity in your children. Because they need to stand strong in life. It's not when there's any problem, they crumble they are not resilient. Because you have stifled them with your obedience, with your inability to be able to think. You just want to you criticize them. You are very critical. You are not guiding them. You're not teaching them. All you do is to criticize them. You're always seeing the bad things they do right, the things they get wrong. That's the only thing that comes to you. You've never caught them doing the right thing. But that is not parenting. Parenting is about building your children. It's about building capacity in your children, because you need awareness, you need structure. You need awareness and structure in your parenting. And you need a professional guidance. You need intentional guidance. That is why you should not do parenting with parenting autopilot parenting. You're just thinking, okay, I will flog, I will shout. By the time you say children, they don't shout out. Just shout at the child. Just shout very well. By the time you shout, the child will behave. Parenting is not about shouting. Parenting is not about yelling. Parenting is about building skills. Parenting is skill building. Sometimes all those times that you are thinking you need to shout, you need to do things, that's the time that you even need to be quiet. That's why you need parenting wisdom. Because the Bible actually says parenting wisdom is the principal thing. Do you have parenting wisdom, or you are just doing based on what your parents did to you? No, times have changed. We are raising children in a different world. So that is why you need parenting wisdom, because parenting is about skills. Parenting is about building capacity. So that is why we created the Steward Tribals program. That in Steward Tribals program, we build capacity for our parents. Our parents come in and they learn how to build these skills. They learn how to build capacity. They learn stuffs that empower them so that they can empower their children. Like I said, that in your becoming is the foundation of your children becoming is the foundation of who your children become. Your becoming is the foundation of your own children's becoming. So that is why you have to become that person that your children will look up to and become what you have been shouting about them becoming. Let them see you, let them be the example, be the model for them, be the example for them. Okay, so that is why I invite you to join the Steward Tribals program. Okay, inside we guide you step by step on how to move from control to connection, how you can move from control based parenting to connection based parenting, to capacity based parenting, to capacity building parenting. That is, in this program you have the skill, you have the clarity, you move from control to connection. You will teach in this program, we also teach you emotional intelligence, because many of us are not emotionally intelligent. You hear some parents, some so-called experts, they will tell you that and just shout at the child. By the time you shout at the child will behave. No, in parenting you need a lot of emotional intelligence. You need a lot of it. So that is part of what you learn in the Steward Tribals. In the Steward Tribals program, we teach you a lot of emotional intelligence, and then we build life skills. We build life skills consistently. Parenting is a daily work. So in the program, we give you daily life skills, and then you'll be able to raise children who are grounded, children who are confident, and children who are responsible. So you don't need to have it figured out. You don't need to have to figure this out alone. No, you don't have to figure this out alone. Hello, hi. Thank you all so much for being here. I see you all. Hi. Thank you. So join us today, because when you grow as a parent, your child grows in life. When you grow as a parent, your child grows in life. I thank you all for being here. So we have come to the end of today's class. Today's class is very short. I think I had a problem with something here. So but we have come to the end of today's class. Thank you all for being here. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you learned that you have to desist from control-based parenting and start building capacity in your children, and start building capacity for your friend, for yourself. Thank you, ma. my number one fan. Thank you so much, my number one audience. Thank you everyone. Please subscribe to this channel, share, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your siblings, tell everyone that they need to build. Anyone that you see using fear-based parenting, using control-based parenting, share this video with them. Let them know that parenting is not about building fear. It's not about using control to make their child behave. No, parenting has gone beyond that. Parenting is about connection. Parenting is about doing the healing work in yourself. So you cannot just be bleeding on the children that did not hurt you. Parenting is about skills. So thank you again. See you in the tribe. See you in the Steward tribe. We would have a free webinar coming up very soon. So I hope to see you in the webinar. I hope to see you, and then you bring all your friends, bring your neighbors, bring everyone to attend that class, because that class is going to launch us into the Steward Tribals program. So see you again. Thank you so much. Bye bye.